Hello and welcome to the first episode of Bad Brackets. And what do you do to start Bad Brackets? You talk about the best cereal. Welcome in to the first episode of Bad Brackets. Harry's down here already messing around. I agree. I totally agree. And yes, we will blame the refs. That's an outdated reference. I would say it's an outdated reference, but that's every week. But
you can apply that to any sport, honestly.
That's true. Any sport, anytime, anywhere. And you can say that about this show as well. Bad Brackets. We did this in different... We've lost the rails right off the bat. 40 seconds of this show. You guys have all drove me absolutely insane.
New record!
But yes, Bad Brackets, we've done this in different versions of shows that we've all been appearing in. We decided, let's just make it a full-on show. We're going to have a lot of fun. Let me introduce the people. Mr. Robert Hagan's on the show this week.
Hello. Good evening, and may the best cereal win. And it's my cereal.
We'll see. Erik Watkins is on the show this week.
This is the time where I actually pay attention to all of the cereals in the grocery store in preparation of this show.
And of course, Harry Broadhurst is on the show this week.
A pair of dedications for tonight's show. First of all, to the memory of Kelsey Follett, Kaizo Dave, Super Dave's wife, who passed away back in December, and the man who did the original Bad Brackets with us. This one's for you, Jonathan Nielsen.
Mm-hmm. I had a lot of fun doing the game show brackets with him. He yelled at me a lot, and I had a lot of fun with it. Won't be the same without him, but we're going to do the best that we can.
You deserve to get yelled at all the time, and I'm wanting to know what the over-under, how many times you get yelled at.
That could be a bonus question in a different episode, but this is the pilot episode. We're just testing things out. See how things go. We're already just running long on the intro, but let's get to it. We've already talked about it. It's best cereals this week. Let me click on the right stuff here. And
real quick, as a Ravens fan, I have to ask Hagan what he thinks of the black and gold setup.
Well, I just ran with it.
Blue.
You know, there's a little bit of hints to it, but I mean, I know his affiliation is nowhere near that, so it's okay. As long as he didn't end up with purple and gold, that's fine.
It's fine. All right, let's go over the rules. So right off the bat, we're going to have each of you guess on 3 possible items that are going to make the bracket. It's a 24-item bracket. We'll randomly order that here in a second. I got a cool wheel. It's going to be lots of fun, right? Everyone's going to have fun. It's going to be a fun show, yeah? Yeah? So based on whatever seed their item is on that they predict, that's how many points they get. So there you go. Your example, 14th seed gives you 14 points. If the item is not on the bracket at all, for 1, they're going to yell at me. For 2, they get 0 points. Before the show, I had all 3 of these gentlemen give me their predictions for the Final Four and their champion. I've suggested to all of them, don't tell the other people, because it could create some biases and hurt them. And it could hurt them in points as well, because you get 2 points for a correct guess for the Final Four and 5 points if you correctly guessed the champion. Yes, Harry.
Hypothetically, for future episodes, can we get the Billy Madison gif of I award you 0 points and may God have mercy on your soul?
I like that. I like that.
Get to that. Let me bring up the wheel. No, wrong thing. Right off. There we go. There's the wheel that will decide who goes first, who goes second, who gets the last pick in our deal. So it's not something I did wrong, guys. It's just up to the fantastic wheel. So the person that will get the very first pick on Bad Brackets is Robert.
Rigged.
That's nothing to do with it.
The second pick?
Rigged.
Waiting for it.
Rigged.
It's Erik. There you go.
All right. So it's not entirely like the Chaos Wheel franchise. I can live with this.
We know the order. It's not this. It's not this order, but we know the order. Robert, you get the first pick. Eric, you get the second pick. Harry, you'll get the last pick of the first round, but you'll get the first pick.
Can I just say I appreciate the
2.
fact that both myself and Eric threw up the people's eyebrow?
You did. And then Robert would just, I said, give me a silly face. And he just went, my face is silly enough. So
I thought you guys gave him more the stink eye than anything. So
you're not the wrestling fan. So
I mean, to be
and the
fair,
stink eye will come later.
To be fair, both are applicable.
Right.
Not to mention the fact that you can only learn so quickly how to cross your eyes. So, in a pinch.
Robert, give me your first pick.
So I'm going to do one because I think it's going to give me points.
Okay. You don't have to write this down.
I'm going to because I want them to see.
The man bought a whiteboard. Let him use it.
No, these are my school funded whiteboards brought straight from Lincoln Middle School. There we go. Fruit Loops. I'm going to take Fruit
Spelled it
Loops.
correctly too. I like it. Eric, give me your first pick.
This was the one that I had originally in my mind, and I'm thinking, I know how rancid Randy is. I don't know his mental algorithm, but this is likely. Obscure enough to get me points, but well-known enough to be on the bracket.
Okay.
Special K.
Okay.
Do they still make that? That's
Yes.
what I want to know.
Yeah, they do. I walk by it every time in the cereal aisle. All right, Harry. You got 2 straight picks there.
Well, the first one is as I told Eric before we started, are you ready to eat the breakfast of champions? Let's go Wheaties, just so that way we can get an actual one that I'm pretty sure is going to be on the bracket at some point. And then I'll throw one of my favorite ones in there for a later pick here. Let's go with Waffle Crisp.
Chris, there we go. Eric, second pick.
This was another one that I had in mind that I was kind of working in between. I'm going to go with this with my second one. Honey Bunches of Oats.
That's a good pick. I actually like Honey Bunches of Oats.
Of course, it still fits. All right, go ahead.
I still eat Honey Bunches of Oats. That's what's funny.
Same.
That's awesome. I'm going to go with one that I have not seen in a while. Kicks. Give me Kicks.
Man, those things are just as bad as Tricks when it comes to tearing up your mouth. Same with the Captain Crunch.
Aren't they the same thing, just different shapes?
No. Kicks is a round.
I know they're
are
different shapes, but just the texture.
No. And my other one that I'm going to go with is kind of off kilter a little bit. I'm going to go with Life.
Oh, you son of a biscuit. That was my next pick.
We're already infighting. I love it. Remember, you fight each other, not me. Eric, last pick.
See, this is why I had my fourth cereal in case my third cereal that someone would snipe Hagan got picked. So for my other one, Chex.
Okay, A, Chex are gross, first and foremost. B, let's go with some guaranteed points here. Let's go with Cocoa Pebbles.
All right, there you go. Those are their picks. We will revisit as the show goes on. I don't know how easily I'll be able to get back to this screen. So maybe we'll just come back to it at the end. We'll see how it works.
If getting there was any indication, we could be in for a long night.
Hey, I need a producer here. I'm trying to do 3 things at once and host and keep you guys in line.
Look,
right.
I'm sorry.
Ready?
Have you seen the shows we're on? Do you think that we have a good track record when it comes to producers? Really?
What's
True.
What's the line here where we're going? We don't need no stinking rails.
All right. Here is your first quadrant of the bracket. Our first matchup ever on Bad Brackets, Captain Crunch. As I have told Hagan before, Captain Crunch also includes Captain Crunch Berries and all the other weird Captain Crunch iterations that they've done. It goes up against Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp. Sorry, commercial flashbacks.
All right. Discuss for a second, and then we'll get your vote in. Oh, they're already writing down the vote. That's great.
I feel like the discussion should happen after the vote, so that way we're not trying to sway each other one way or the other.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, there you get your votes in. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Isbelle, you suck gets 1 vote. Cookie Crisp takes it 2-1. Robert, why'd you take Captain Crunch?
There's so many varieties, and the best part is the berries one. You can sit there and that's the one cereal that you can seriously sit and pour yourself a bag, take it to school, and be able to pull out and munch on it any time of day, and sit there and munch on Captain Crunch all day long. Who wants a dry cookie? Who would want a dry Cookie Crisp when you have to be able to soak that thing in so much milk just for it to taste good?
Hey,
bottom line,
cereal goes in milk.
You want to know who would?
You gotta leave it in there for 20 minutes before it's good, soft enough to eat.
You want to know?
Not because I'm old.
You want to know who values a cereal that you can soak in milk? People who value the roof of their mouths.
Look, as Dr. Umar Johnson once said, sometimes you just need some milk with your cookies, okay? And as I have previously established on many iterations of the show, franchise rules go into effect. If this were Oops All Berries by itself, it would win all day. But it's not. Now, is it? No. So the value of Oops All Berries gets dragged down by the other abominations that are your normal Captain Crunch. Cookie Crisp all day.
Cookie Crisp moves on to the second round. Yeah, Harry?
I stand by what I said. I think this has more to do with the texture of Captain Crunch compared to Cookie Crisp, and the fact that you can eat a bowl of Cookie Crisp without feeling like you need to consult a dentist afterwards.
That's not my fault. You got bad roofs of the mouth and all that. I mean,
I will say
small little spoonfuls.
I will say I do like Captain Crunch, but it does leave a weird texture in your mouth when you're done with it. I will agree there. All right, let's move on to the second matchup here in this quadrant. As we got the 11th seed Honeycomb versus the 22 seed Oreos. Oreo O's. There you go. Multiple O's. All right, everybody ready?
Why did you make me promise that I was going to be nice, Randy? Why?
You promised. I did not make that a requirement to be on the show.
I made no such promises. Both of you guys.
That's true. All right, everybody ready? Reveal in 3, 2, 1, now. Honeycomb gets it. Harry, why did you take Oreos?
Honestly, I just feel like honeycombs are too bland to me. Oreos have that Oreo cookie taste, so it kind of feels like you're having a snack for breakfast. Similar to the reason that I picked Waffle Crisp earlier, because of that sweet taste to the Waffle Crisp. So I feel like I actually think I have a box of Oreos sitting up in my cabinet right now too. I never really cared for honeycomb, and I feel like the honeycomb pieces were like the super large pieces, and they were much more difficult to eat as well.
Yeah, Robert, what did you like? Why do you like honeycomb?
Well, first of all, I noticed he's going to go on a chocolate run. It sounds like anything that's of a cookie. This is cereal, dude, not cookies. Cereal.
Well, then they shouldn't make so many cookies. They shouldn't make so many cookies into cereal, should they?
Honeycombs was one of the very first cereals I ever got to eat that my grandmother allowed me to eat because it was not of the Post brand of Rice Krispies, cornflakes, all this. This was the first sugary type of cereal, and just great memories with that one. So that's why.
Sugary my ass.
And see, with this, I'm of the mindset that I kind of agree. While Oreos is good, if I want something like that, I can just take some Oreos, take out the filling and everything else, and mash it up myself. It doesn't 100% perfectly translate to a cereal. So while honeycomb, the flavor is more subtle, it just feels a bit more natural. I don't need a whole lot of sugar to go with it. It's good. Simplicity.
Did you guys see that thing about Oreo cookies, by the way, that you could turn them into like a little cake inside of a microwavable cup?
No, I did not see that.
No, I haven't. Of course, I'm interested.
I'll have to find the video. It's the one comedian who does like the food videos on Facebook. I forget his name right now, but I'll have to find it, and as soon as I find it, I'll send it along.
There you go. All right, we continue on in the quadrant. We'll go all the way through and get to this final 4 pick. So Cookie Crisp moved on. It will take on the 3 seed Raisin Bran.
Eric, do you ever feel like you were a contestant on Match Game 75?
At times, I mean, if anything, I would be either the Nipsey Russell, or on some occasions, knowing me, I'd be in the Richard Dawson seat.
That's very true.
I'd like to be Charles Nelson Riley, but I'm not that much of an asshole.
Guys, we're not that old, but we're acting like we're that old by bringing up these references, and I love every second of it. All right,
Look,
let's reveal.
You can go ahead and get off my lawn anytime you want to, Bill.
Darn kids.
Reveal in 3, 2, 1. Well, we have yet to have a clean sweep. Raisin Bran will advance, but Eric, you wanted Cookie Crisp.
I'm sorry. This is one of my first Rancid Randy flawed kind of moments. I appreciate Raisin Bran. I do. But as a 3 seed, I don't think of it that highly. I mean, it's good. You get the raisin taste. You get the effects of the fiber and everything else. But if I want that, I can just go ahead and make a Dunkin' run or something else. It's like decent, but
I'm sorry. By the way, while you were doing all that, Robert and Harry were trying to high five each other. They're not even on the same level.
Yeah, you gotta go.
That's why I went diagonally, and then he still left me hanging.
Robert or Harry, go ahead. Raise a breath.
So I'm about to say, you keep going to Robert first. It's because of the R&R Sports Report, isn't it?
It's because he's on the top level. I don't know.
Sure it is. Anyways, so I like Cookie Crisp, but I think Raisin Bran is an overall better cereal. It has longer staying power. It has more value in terms of customer satisfaction because of the fact that it's been around so long. Obviously, there's something that keeps bringing people back to it. I will agree with Eric that it's not really what you would consider a snacky cereal. It's more of a standard fare cereal, so I don't think it should be as high on the list as it is. But I believe that this is going to be one of those cereals that parents are going to let their kids have, even if they put a little bit of sugar on it in order to help sweeten the taste out. So to me, there's more staying power and more overall power, brand power in Raisin Bran than there is in Cookie Crisp.
Robert?
For me, Raisin Bran has always been a staple in the cupboard, so it's always there. I actually just had bran flakes for breakfast yesterday morning, so it's something that I don't know. Maybe I'm diving into the idea of what was the best one to have growing up, and what did mom and grandma allow me to have. So it's still one of the ones that love to eat, and I even get the grandkids eating it too.
All right, last reveal of the quadrant. The 6th seed, Frosted Mini Wheats. By the way, we're through one quadrant. Nobody's earned a point yet. I'm just saying.
Now I have to ask you, don't we get points for the ones that we picked individual that we sent you?
Yeah. Did you not pay attention to the rules? 2 points if it makes the final 4. 5 points if you pick the champion right. Yeah.
Oh shoot, sorry.
That's all right. We couldn't see.
I almost went a little quick on the draw there.
All right. You guys ready?
Family show, Watkins.
Oh, it won't be a family show if and when we get to cornflakes, okay? Because there's a history behind that that's very important. Continue.
You want to bet those sumbitches are number 1?
Find out. Here we go. Reveal. 3, 2, 1. All right. Honeycomb with the upset victory. I know you say I go to Robert all the time, but he was the only one that picked different. So I got to go to Robert first.
I want to agree. This is Frosted Mini Wheats is my wife's first favorite cereal. And again, another staple that stays in there. That one for me, it is all about the the nice little strings at the end, at the very bottom of the bowl. Once you get there, oh, let me tell you, the last 2 scoops of Frosted Mini Wheats is the best part of that cereal.
Harry, rebuttal?
Choking hazard, I think, are the words you're looking for.
I love it. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the finals of this quadrant. What's going to make the final 4? The 3-seed Raisin Bran or the 11-seed Honeycomb? All right. Reveal in 3, 2, 1. Hey, we got a clean sweep. Erik, why Raisin Bran here?
As much as I love Honeycomb, I don't love it more over Raisin Bran. Family thing, one of my mom's favorites. I like it occasionally, plus I actually, between those 2 particular ones, do prefer a little bit more Raisin Bran than Honeycomb. I don't need to put a lot of sugar on it either. Mostly helped with the bran flakes, and it was a little bit of a tough call, but at that point I'm like, Honeycomb doesn't do it that much for me.
Anyone else got something real quick?
Healthier, tastier, better for you.
There you go. Raisin Bran moves on to the final 4. Still, nobody has any points. Let's move on to the second bracket. And we will start with the 15 seed of Apple Jacks against the 18 seed Count Chocula. You guys ready to reveal? In 3, 2, 1. Apple Jacks with the sweep. Harry, why Apple Jacks?
So Hagan was talking about the chocolatey cereals having an advantage here. Count Chocula, in my opinion, is one of those cereals that's much the same as Captain Crunch for me. I don't like the texture. I don't like the chew. And Apple Jacks, to me, has a better overall flavor that's closer to what it's supposed to be mimicking rather than Count Chocula does.
Erik?
Count Chocula just does not get the chocolate taste right. There are plenty of other chocolate cereals that get it spot on.
Cocoa Pebbles.
I mean, hashtag spoiler alert. Wait, why did I just get a flashback? Anyways, I digress. But yes, Apple Jacks, you get the better apple flavors. Sometimes you can add a couple other things to it that are not sugar to go along with the apple, and it's quite nice.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a flag here real quick. Why are Apple Jacks so low? What was your sourcing for this particular bad brackets, Mr. Isbelle?
I never reveal my secrets.
That's a lie. You did so on the R&R Sports Report.
to save my life is what I did at that time. I don't even remember why I did this. I did this like a month ago. And it got switched around a lot throughout the time because there were cereals I would forget and then I'd throw them on here.
So basically, this confirms that we are doing like a YouTube-esque black box algorithm. I was right, Isbelle. I want everybody else to take notice.
100%. By the way, I won't reveal it. I'll bring it up when it actually happens. But let's move on to the next matchup. And I can't say that I didn't manipulate the bracket too much because the 10th seed is Rice Krispies. Anybody want to guess what I put it up against? No?
Something rice related. Give me a second here.
Cocoa Krispies.
How are those not considered family?
I wanted them to go head to head.
That
flag.
Yeah,
flag.
Throw a big flag. I disagree.
Flag on
the play.
No.
About a month ago, had I known that it was going to be like this, and I should have, a month ago when I was wearing my referee shirt and had my flag, I may need to change for next time going forward with this. Just
two different things.
No, that's totally different from Captain Crunch. There's Captain Crunch let me finish. There's Captain Crunch inside with Crunch berries. So Krispies are Krispies, whether they're rice or cocoa. One's got chocolate, one doesn't. I mean, they're in the same family.
That's a bullshit pairing, Isbelle.
I mean, to be fair,
Make your pick.
And as I make my pick, if the two options do come up that I did ask about, I did get clarification for something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he better not put Fruity Pebbles up against Cocoa Pebbles.
I don't remember if I did. We'll find out.
You
Are
know,
you ready?
back in the day, there was another network that had rules specifically governing my behavior. I don't know if those rules are going to apply, but we're going to find out.
Guys, it's in the title. It's bad brackets. I go by my own rules.
Bullshit.
Reveal in 3, 2, 1. So Cocoa Krispies moves on. Robert, why don't you like chocolate?
It's not even good taste. No way. I want to hear I want to hear my snap crackle pop without any color influences. Sorry.
There is no color influence in it. It's a taste
That doesn't
influence.
sound right at all, but
What kind of views and opinions statement was that?
I do not like chocolate flavored cereal.
So I've noticed.
Period. I just can't. I think it's the artificial flavoring of chocolate. I'm a dark chocolate person. I like bitter dark chocolate, and
because you're a bitter old
I
man.
was just about to say Hagan liking bitter makes so much sense.
All right, let's move right along. Let's go to the second round in this quadrant. Apple Jacks versus Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I won't even waste too much time because I have a feeling where it's going.
Yeah, I don't think this
write it down.
I don't think this is going to be a difficult decision.
No.
Nope.
Reveal in 3, 2, 1. I shocked Cinnamon Toast Crunch with the clean sweep. Eric, why'd you pick it?
I mean, it's another one of those nice, clean, you get all the proper cinnamon and right amount of sugar and everything balanced. I even have a little shaker of Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnadust seasoning in my cabinet right now that I could get. Yes, this is a thing that exists. Yes, I have used it. Yes, this is marketing genius. And yes, they do it right.
Eric, or Harry, I mean?
I will say that this is a very intriguing matchup for me because it's two cereals that imitate what they're supposed to be imitating very well. Apple Jacks, you get that apple flavor, and it's not an overpowering apple flavor, though.
Right.
Like, it's not an overpoweringly fake apple flavor. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you get that cinnamon flavor, and it's not an overpowering cinnamon flavor. You can still taste the wheat aspect of the cereal. You can still taste the sugar aspect of the cereal. You can still get all of that in from. And I also like the fact that the Cinnamon Toast Crunch also flavors your milk when you're eating it.
An extra bonus.
There you go. All right, let's move on. 7th seed, and somebody's going to earn some points. Life.
You son of a bitch, Hagan!
7 points on the board for Mr. Robert Hagan. We're halfway through the bracket. That's the only points we've gotten so far. But there you go. Life versus Cocoa Krispies.
Can we just call this the consolation match for this bracket? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right. Reveal in 3, 2, 1. 2 for Life. Harry, what do you have against Life?
It's not that I have any
cereal, not the real life stuff.
I mean, the real life thing, how long you got. The cereal thing, so I get that we're including all of the flavors here. The only flavor of Life that I actually like is the cinnamon flavored one. And if it's going up against a fellow cinnamon cereal in the finals anyways, to me, it was more about the balance of being able to go cinnamon versus chocolate in the final. Because I've had the chocolate Life, and let's be honest, the chocolate Life is kind of gross.
All right, Hagan, give some love for Life because it's not going to last but more than 10 seconds.
It was one of those cereals that was not cornflakes, not Rice Krispies, and not shredded wheat that was in our pantry. If you look at the first part of this bracket, and you guys were on the Apple Crisp and the Choco, neither one of those have ever touched my palate. So I'm going with ones that I've actually eaten. I've never eaten Choco, the Choco, never eaten Apple Jack. So Harry's leaving.
You need to diversify your cereals.
All right, we're gonna hold on a second. Harry doesn't understand that we're recording, and he could just say, "Hold on 1 second, let's pause."
Maybe he's going to the kitchen cupboard. He's gonna find Oreos or cookie
He's gonna
crisp.
find something.
Oh, here he comes! I see the
Survey
shadow.
says
He's got his Scooby shirt on. So,
All right, we paused for you, Harry. You're
Hey.
muted.
old habits
There
never
you go.
die.
You shouldn't have paused for me. I came back in time for what I needed to.
We're recording. It's fine to pause, and we don't need to see your feet.
You leave my feet out of this. Some people
I will.
say,
I'm going to edit your feet right out of this damn thing.
Look.
some people pay good money for that.
I'm about to say, if we want to have the unedited version of this on OnlyFans, charging a few extra bucks a month, hey, money is money, all right?
Only feet.
Only feet. Were you grabbing something, or what was that?
You'll see in a few seconds.
All right. Eric, why'd you like life?
Hey, Mikey, I think he likes it. But seriously, catchy commercial aside, as I said with franchise rules in general, even though the cinnamon life is kind of good, even though the chocolate life is kind of overall with the balance across all flavors, yes, life much better than Cocoa Krispies in particular.
All right, you guys just want to vote for this championship real quick? Life and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I won't even bring up the board. I've already changed it. Eric, do you agree?
Of course.
Robert, do you agree? There you go.
I don't
Just
even think
beautiful.
I don't even think we need to discuss this one. This is one of
No.
those just like, don't get me wrong, the variety of flavors for life some people will appreciate, and I get that. I do. But between the two of them there, if you're going to have your choice between eating Cinnamon Life and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, 100 times out of 100 times you're going to take Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
There you go. We are halfway through this bracket. There's a lot of these cereals that have not made it on there. How mad is everyone going to be at me shortly? 7 points, Robert. You're in the lead. You like it?
I do.
Mikey likes it too.
Especially where I haven't eaten half of those cereals that were in the first two quadrants. So
there you go.
Eric, are you cerealist?
I'm done.
Don't be
Kudos.
done yet. Don't be done yet. Quadrant 3. Fruity Pebbles. And yeah, I'm that guy. Cocoa Pebbles. Bring it on. By the way, Rice Krispies, Cocoa Krispies, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, two completely different things. The commercials were so much different in the 90s for both of these products.
Okay, Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles were both advertised by the Flintstones Bite Me.
But different. They were done differently.
Oh, by the way, Hagan, hasta la vista lead.
Yep.
I'll take 20 points. Thank you very much.
It's a big hit. It's a big hit.
Mutter, algorithm, mutter.
All right. Reveal in 3, 2, 1. Man, I should have known. Of course, Robert's not going to go with the chocolate version. Harry, why'd you go chocolate version over fruity version?
I just prefer I prefer the Cocoa Pebbles personally. I mean, the Fruity Pebbles are okay, but I think there are better fruit cereals out there. Cocoa Pebbles are, in my opinion, maybe the best chocolate cereal. because not only do you get the Cocoa Pebbles themselves, it basically turns your cereal bowl into a giant thing of chocolate milk.
It's true. True. Eric, why did you like the fruity kind?
Between those two kinds of pebbles, I've always preferred the fruity pebbles. I like the little fruity pebble similar deal with the milk. You get the different flavors in for the milk, makes it sweet but not too sweet. I like fruity pebble bars. Fruity pebbles have always been the superior pebbles.
The Fruity Pebbles candy bars are pretty good. I will give you that.
There you go. I won't even ask Robert. I know his answer. Let's go to the 12 seed Trix versus the 21 seed Cocoa Puffs.
So
Do you want me to hold up my board?
It's just, I didn't realize I went cocoa or chocolate flavored in every goddamn matchup where Robert just going to poop on it every time. I love you though. But yes, you're going to have to hold up your board.
Randy, it's a great bracket for him to poop on.
He's pooping all over, that's for sure. All right, everyone else reveal in 3, 2, 1. Good luck to Cocoa Puffs in the next round because Robert won't vote for them that time either. Again, I won't even ask Hagan, but Harry, why'd you go with Cocoa Puffs over Trix?
I never liked Trix. Never thought they were good. The aftertaste that those things leave in your mouth is horrible. The only thing they're good for is snacking them out of cereal, like no milk cereal. And even then, there are better options.
Lots of better options.
Yeah, I mean, for Trix, not even for me, the aftertaste, just in general, they were just very, very bland. At least with Cocoa Puffs, while I agree they're not the best chocolate cereal, they tried to do something. They tried to introduce flavor.
The better chocolate cereal lost to Fruity Pebbles in the first round.
Unfortunately.
All right, let's go ahead. Get this back in there. I'm not asking you about chocolate anymore, Robert. I get it. All right, Fruity Pebbles.
His parents hated fun.
It makes a fun matchup. Fruity Pebbles versus Fruit Loops. Robert, you get 4 more whole points.
Not enough.
I'm trying to catch up.
Me 20, Hagan 11, Eric 0.
Yeah, Eric has yet to find the board.
You know, this algorithm, just like YouTube, not a fan of it.
There's not an algorithm. There's not an algorithm here. This is just Isbelle being an a-hole.
That could be an algorithm.
It is the algorithm for this show. All right.
I just saw your pick, Hagan.
I bet it was fruity. 3, 2, 1.
Pebbles.
Ooh, Fruity Pebbles. Robert, why Fruit Loops?
Just a bigger bite. I like the. I will eat both of those. I like the bigger the harder crunch that comes out of Fruit Loops, and they stay harder a little bit longer. Texture.
As somebody who's shut up, Watkins. as somebody who's had teeth issues most of his life, Fruity Pebbles are much more consumable to somebody like me. So that's why I go Fruity Pebbles there. I mean, it's basically 2 birds with the same stone there because neither one of them actually has like a specific fruit taste. All of the pieces in both things kind of taste the same.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody like me who's, like I said, has had dental issues for most of his life, Fruity Pebbles were much easier for me to eat.
All right, let's move on. We already know the 5 seed has 1 vote because it's going up against a chocolate cereal. But let's see if it gets any more. It is Lucky Charms. If I would have known Hagan hated chocolate cereal so much, I would have pitted them against each other more. Very disappointed in myself for not knowing that.
I feel like
I grew up where we only ate certain kinds of cereal in our household. Mom did not believe in us having
stuff Mom did not believe in chocolate.
As I said,
anything.
His parents hated fun.
Yeah, that's why he's a Baltimore Raven fan. All right, let's reveal in 3, 2,
coming
1.
from the king of misery and the Jets up there. That's hilarious.
True. Lucky Charms will take. I should have went Mariners fan. That was my mistake. But Lucky Charms gets it. Harry, why'd you go that route?
So I like Cocoa Puffs, but as we talked about earlier, the better chocolate cereal went out in the first round when Cocoa Pebbles lost to Fruity Pebbles. Lucky Charms is one of those cereals that even though the pieces taste similar, the variety of the different marshmallow shaped pieces and the variety of the marshmallow pieces and then like the wheat pieces up against each other there gave it a more distinct and enjoyable color advantage, and the same similar chocolate Cocoa Puffs over and over and over again.
Robert, what about you? Other than you hate chocolate?
No, I like eating the marshmallow ones. Again, that's one of those ones like the Crunch Berries is one when we're at home. I'll pour it in a bag, take it to school, and it's my munching snack and eat it as a snack during the day.
This one I will grant you is a snack travel worthy food. Lucky Charms are very travelable.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. All right. Championship match in this quadrant. Erik still with no points, by the way, in our challenge. Only 6 more reveals.
Unless he has people in the final 4.
Yeah, the final 4 could save him. That is for sure. We'll reach around that when we get done. But get to it. Fruity Pebbles, Lucky Charms.
Family show, Isbelle.
The reach around. I caught that too.
Oh, we're revealing?
Can I use my entire 30 seconds of Jeopardy?
This is a very tough decision. I'm going to agree.
It ain't tough. It's not tough for me.
So, I would argue that this is the hardest matchup we've had so far.
I would agree with that.
Because one of them wasn't chocolate.
Exactly.
All right. Have you got your 30 seconds out? You got to figure it out? All
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Robert with the delay, and he's still incorrect compared to the other 2. Erik, I haven't really asked you there. Why Fruity Pebbles over Lucky Charms?
I have never been able to stand Lucky Charms. I don't know what they do to the marshmallow pieces. Never like the taste. The other, like normal wheat pieces, I can't stand the taste. I could never stand the texture. No. Another one of those that I thought I can understand why it's a high seed, but if it was my bracket, not even close.
There you go. There you go. Those are our points so far. As Harry said, he has 20 points so far. Robert with 11, and Erik still looking to get on the board. 1 bracket remains. Thoughts so far? Everyone liking this bracket? Everything. It's a good bracket, right?
I feel like there were better ways to seed it, and somebody who did the seeding is full of crap.
That's fair. That's 100% fair because I am. That's totally fine. Robert, you have fun?
We had we had actual logic behind the Halloween candy seeding.
Hey, now listen, that has taken off at school as I have done the Halloween one. I took that bracket to my classes and did it. And I had so many people.
Idea.
Oh, well, listen, I even tried to get you to rank my Christmas one and you wouldn't do it. So I ended up having to rank that one.
If only this show was recorded in time to do Christmas movies.
Well, we'll get back around to it. Hopefully the show lasts longer than a month. We'll hope. We can hope. All right. Final quadrant. See how it goes. 16 seed. Honey Smacks.
What in
17 seed. Honey Bunches of Oats.
Thank you.
Watkins is on the board.
Did you notice how quickly he turned from hating me to liking me?
And not only on the board, but in second place.
Yeah.
That's how we do at BWSR, right, Erik?
Yes. It's always the late season charges. BWSR, Pick'ems. I have something for this, but I can't.
I think I've only eaten Honey Smacks maybe once in my life.
Way to telegraph your pick there, Hagan.
You're welcome.
Maybe he really liked it. He didn't start the show talking how much he liked Honey Bunches of Oats, and then has only had Honey Smacks once, and then he's going to completely swerve everybody and pick Honey Smacks right here in 3, 2, 1. Not a shocker at all. Eric hated this pick, but you picked Honey Smacks. How come?
I think the one thing that we've noticed throughout the course of this bracket is, unlike Hagan's parents, my parents let me eat whatever cereal I wanted. And one of my go-tos was Honey Smacks. A, simple. B, travelable, going back to the Lucky Charms conversation. Honey Smacks were very good to take with you and just pop out of a Ziploc bag and snack on. Honey Bunches of Oats. The weird thing for me is Honey Bunches of Oats. I think there's just too much going on. It's like the trail mix of cereals.
How dare you besmirching the good name of the Honey Bunches of Oats, the delicate honey flakes. Sometimes you get the big clusters of oats, which I admit I don't always like. But the fact that they have variety of the other different flavors, and you of all people talking about cereals that are healthier and better for you? Now, I'm not even going to mention the fact that Honey Smacks are another one of those that to my palate tastes god-awful. I won't mention that.
Robert,
what is this algorithm? Honey Smack. How?
Harry liked them?
I do.
Robert probably liked them the one time he tried them.
I don't remember. I think that was the only thing in the travel box that was left that I had to eat.
All right. Other matchup in this quadrant. Frosted Flakes.
Ooh, that's a bad ranking. I'm telling you right now.
Those should be way higher.
That is terrible. That is some BS right there.
And that's a mic drop, because ain't none of y'all catching me now.
The big points for Wheaties down here.
That's
anyone that wants to say Wheaties is ranked too low, Wheaties are garbage. I only put them on here for their prestige.
Wheaties is the same as Raisin Bran without the raisins.
Not even close.
And they're so bland.
I disagree. They're not even close to as good as Raisin Bran is. The only thing Wheaties has going for it is their ability. I mean, clearly, like you guys need to ask here, but
same.
The only thing, this is a sweep. The only thing that Wheaties has going for it is the celebrity endorsements throughout its campaign.
The boxes are worth more empty than they are with the cereal in them.
And my favorite version of Wheaties are actually called Flutie Flakes.
Of course, those are your favorites. Robert, were you going to disagree?
No, I got Frosted Flakes on there.
All right, let's get to your top rank cereal.
I appreciate the 24 points, but that was a garbage matchup.
Well, I'm going to be completely honest with this matchup and now start to reveal where some of these came from. The 24 cereals at first came from a list for the highest selling or whatever. The same thing I got from the Halloween thing. I found
which
something
would have made
similar.
sense.
Well, hold on. But I got it the same thing with the cereals, right? Where the different states' popularities and stuff. And then I came up with some clever matchups, or obviously in this one, honey versus honey. We had the Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles and all that stuff. Then started realizing some of the cereals were missing, including Wheaties, which was nowhere near making their lists anywhere.
Because it's trash.
For good reason.
But I put it at 24 again for the prestige. But this matchup was supposed to be Frosted Flakes versus Corn Flakes. But again, prestige for Wheaties. I had to put it there.
I mean, Corn Flakes aren't much better than Wheaties, if we're being honest.
I 100% agree. But I will say that because the 8 seed, I'm not the biggest fan of myself, but it went well with that matchup. I'm just saying it right now. However, your number 1 seed, Cheerios. Honey Bunches of Oats versus Cheerios. You can reveal in 3, 2, 1. Wow, clean sweep for the 17 seed. You love to see the upsets in the bracket.
That's just
Eric?
the second. That's just the second time we've all agreed, correct?
There's been a couple, but not very often. You all agreed on Frosted Flakes too. Eric, why no Cheerios here?
I've tried the blueberry Cheerios. I've tried the honey nut. I've tried the regular. The only conclusion I can come up with, Cheerios are straight ass. I've given them credit. I have tried them. Another one of my mother's staples. I get them for her all the time. No, there were zero redeeming flavors in any of those franchises.
The frosted ones are okay, but they're not enough to make up for the honey bunches of oats. Like I don't love the trail mix nature of honey bunches of oats. Like I was talking about, the fact that they mix like 6 different shapes into one cereal. It's just awkward for me because it's a lot going on with your flavor palette at once. But Cheerios are just so goddamn bland.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fair. Totally fair. Robert, any disagreements? Guess not. Helps cholesterol.
I will say that Cheerios has the better mascot. Sorry, Buzz.
No,
There you go.
I think that I love honey bunches of oats and honey nut Cheerios, but I kind of like the textures of the clusters of oats and all that compared to honey nut Cheerios or just plain Cheerios. So,
All right, the last cereal, again, too highly ranked for my opinion, but from the stuff I was finding, it was ranked even higher. I try to have fun with the matchup. Special K. Special K versus Frosted Flakes is your matchup.
Well, you clinched second place, Watkins. Congratulations.
You know, I'm not entirely mad. I'm not entirely mad enough to want to go grab beverages or anything else. Consider yourself lucky, Isbelle.
Yeah, it's only the pilot episode. We'll work on it.
Help. You know what's going to happen? We're going to do like the best sitcom of all time, one of these, and then we're going to be at each other's throats.
Oh, no, trust me. Sitcoms has already been broken up and put in its own episode. It'll be airing in February.
At least I have time.
That is already on the list of things that will be coming up. That is for sure. All right, you guys ready? In 3, 2, 1, reveal. I'm not surprised, nor do I disagree. Robert, what do you think?
Special K just is not. I like the little hint of extra sugar on my Frosted Flakes. Just the taste, the texture. It's and who could argue with Tony the Tiger?
Anybody like Special K out there?
I mean, I do, but I don't like it more than Frosted Flakes. Not to mention, if I want to get my cereal with the pieces of fruit and everything in it, I will go back to Honey Bunches of Oats.
Oh, I'll go back to Fruity Pebbles.
There you go.
I mean, actual pieces of dried fruit in there. So
Doesn't Special K have a chocolate brand?
Maybe.
I don't care enough about Special K to try it. So
there you go. All right. Honey Bunches of Oats, Frosted Flakes, your championship match in this quadrant. Who you got?
And yes, I just looked it up. Frosted Flake, their Special K did have a chocolatey delight.
I feel like that would probably be even close to like the Crave cereal.
Not quite. Not quite.
All right. Who's your champion in 3, 2, 1, reveal? Wow. I'm going to get to Roberts in a second. Harry, right? Frosted Flakes.
I've been saying this entire time, this is a texture thing for me. The Frosted Flakes, yes, you get different flavor varieties in the Honey Bunches of Oats, but Frosted Flakes, you're getting exactly what you're promised. It's a sugary cereal that's also still relatively good for you.
Eric, what about you?
Frosted Flakes is a cereal I don't have to touch. Put in the Frosted Flakes, put in the milk, no modifications necessary. I eat, I enjoy. And one of the few cereals that I also snack on from time to time.
Oh,
if I'm feeling
excellent.
a little peckish.
Excellent travel ability for Frosted Flakes as well. Completely agree. Doesn't need milk at all. Better with milk, but doesn't need it.
Robert, why Frosted Flakes over your favorite Honey Bunches of Oats?
Just for the same simple thing Eric just said is you don't have to do anything extra to it. Yes, I love the clusters of the Honey Bunches of Oats, but the simplicity of Frosted Flake, pour your milk, you're eating within 30 seconds without having to doctor it up.
There you go. Let's look at your point totals right now as we get ready for the bonus points for the Final Four and the champion. We'll reveal all that here in a little bit. But all of you had 2 that made the bracket. Honestly, I mean, I know we'll get to Harry's miss in a second because for more that goes along with it. But I don't think Eric or Robert, you're upset that checks or kicks really aren't on this bracket, right?
No, I mean, checks in life were my third and fourth. My OG was Special K. I figured Honey Bunches of Oats would make it. Some decent seeds. I thought they would have been a bit lower seeded than they were, but the fact that they made the bracket and I'm starting out 2 out of 3, I'm good with that.
As far as Harry goes, I didn't realize Waffle Crisp came back.
Yeah,
You said they were going to want to be one of your Final Four.
Yeah, Waffle Crisp has been back for a couple of years now. They did a limited run return for it a little bit ago, and the limited run return for it was so successful that they decided to bring it back full time.
Yeah, I remember having it as a kid. I really enjoyed it. Again, with the list that I was going off of and then mixing around for the fun matchups, obviously was nowhere to be seen, and I didn't even realize it came back till you brought it up, and I'm glad you did because I just haven't seen it anywhere. But no points there. Harry leads 44-25-11. So first episode, of course, not a lot of drama on who's going to win our inaugural episode as far as points go, but let's figure out who is going to win it as far as the actual bracket goes. Why doesn't it show the things? All right, here is your Final Four for the cereal bracket. We'll start on the left side. Raisin Bran versus Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Who is going to make the finals? Everybody ready? Reveal the first finalist in 3, 2, 1.
I did mine.
2-1.
I knew I was going to be the outcast just because as much as I love Raisin Bran, you two are hooked on cinnamon and sugar, so that's why.
Again, is it my fault that Cinnamon Toast Crunch has a seasoning that you can put on stuff? No. Is it my fault that you can even get cinnamon sugar butter from Land O'Lakes? No. It's only my fault that I enjoy it and that I purchase it.
We're going to go back to it's a difference in flavor for me. And I think I agree that I appreciate the healthy factor of Raisin Bran and the fact that they actually put effort into making a decent tasting cereal that is good for you. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is not good for you, but it still tastes amazing.
All right, other semifinal. Fruity Pebbles versus Frosted Flakes.
This one's tougher for me. Yeah, I know it's not tough for you, Hagan.
Nowhere close to being tough.
It's a little bit tough for me, but
I fully expect to be on the wrong side of a 2-1 here.
We will find out the other finalist in 3, 2, 1. Eric,
and
I'll go ahead.
I will explain. John Kellogg, yes, that John Kellogg. He was of a peculiar mindset, let's say. And in the early 20th century, he had very specific beliefs about health and certain aspects about health, especially, sexual behavior, which is why he created some of the first widely known sanitariums. And he also believed that eating bland foods would actually lead to a reduction in libido and sexual desire and lustful thoughts. That's exactly why cornflakes were made. That's also the very similar reason of why we have graham crackers.
I like graham crackers.
Shake your head, Hagen, but you can look it up. I don't kid around with a.
Are you surprised Watkins ties everything back to sex? Because I'm not. Having known him for, 6 years now?
Closer to 8, believe it or not.
God dang. Okay, noted. But still.
Any reason why you went against Frosted Flakes there, Harry?
I kind of figured I was going to be on the wrong side of a 2-1 here, like I said before we did the reveal there. Consider this a pity vote because I knew Hagan was going Frosted, and I kind of figured Watkins was as well. Of either one of them is a perfectly acceptable cereal choice for me because I think that these are probably I would argue, two of the all-time best-selling cereals ever, too.
Same.
And not only are they two of the best-selling cereals of all time, too, they're probably two of the most critically acclaimed cereals of all time as well. There are going to be very few cereal connoisseurs that don't like one, if not both of those two cereals. So like I said, it was largely a pity vote, but of the two, personally, and it goes back to my Cocoa Pebbles thing from earlier, I prefer Pebbles to Flakes just because of the smaller pieces, less crunchy, a little bit easier for me to chew.
Perfect. All right. Championship match. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, this one's
What am I going to have for cereal tomorrow?
Yeah,
and what's going to win
one's
this
a
bracket?
tough one. This is a tough one. This is a tough one.
No, it's not.
No?
No.
I'm going to wait for Eric to write it down, and then we're going to go for the two that don't think it's an issue. Eric is not allowed to change his vote, but we will do it in the old style of 1 by 1. But it's locked in once he has it wrote. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Harry, reveal. Hagen? I was waiting for you to somehow find a cereal box underneath.
I have it in my in the kitchen.
All right, Eric. Deciding vote. What do you got?
Remember when I said that old habits don't die?
Bear.
This was tough for me. It's two cereals that I love, that I cherish. I don't have to do anything to either of them. I enjoy the taste, everything. It's like,
Randy, I can quit.
Right. Wait, hold on. You've already signed up for the next 2 episodes. Calm down, guys. Let's talk about this a little bit.
Well, the defending champion has to come back anyways.
That's true. Harry, why did you pick Cinnamon Toast Crunch over Frosted Flakes?
Just Cinnamon Toast Crunch was more commonly eaten when I was a kid, and even into adulthood, like you saw there. Currently, there's 1 box of cereal in my apartment. It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Hagen, why Frosted Flakes?
It's the easy, like we said earlier. It's the easy one. Pour it in a bowl, ready to go. No doctoring, no nothing. Straight corn flakes with a little bit of sugar on it. That's the way it is. It's not my number 1 because mine didn't even make it, but it is the best out there.
Let's go ahead and reveal that. Your guys' picks here. Oh, why is it doing the thing again? Hold on.
You got to send us 4 wide for the screen to show up, I think.
Well, I get it, but it's not. The other ones are still keeping their transitions, and it's pissing me off.
You picked Golden Grams to win, Robert? That's a good pick. I like Golden Grams.
Well, in the final 4. Why are the other ones not? Is it? Do I have to just click and then they show up? Yeah. All right. Let me.
I feel like my final 4 is solid, and you can see why I went the way that I did for the final.
Oh yeah, among those in your final four, I get it.
Oh, Eric, you son of a bitch.
This
Hagan, you can bite me too.
Hey, hold on. Since I had it all goofed up, I have to, now that I've known this is why I wanted to do this early. I now know in different things not to just copy and paste from other slides because it takes the transitions and it makes everything input. But all right, we're gonna go live. 3, 2, 1. All right, here is what you guys picked as far as your final four and your champion is Harry. As you can see, the champions actually went as they gave them to me earlier this week.
This is bullshit.
now, in my defense, and I wanted to go back to what I asked earlier. I asked specifically, hey, way back a month ago when this was all started, hey, cornflakes, frosted flakes, are they separate entities? Isbelle said yes. Perfect. Those were both going to be in my final four. I knew they had potential for deep runs by themselves. Cheerios, because of everything with Cheerios, and naturally Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I appreciate that all three of us put 3 out of their final 4 on the board. Like all 3 of us had 3 of our final picks actually make the bracket, and all of us had our champion in the final.
And if the algorithm was right, I would have had 4 for 4 on the board.
Cornflakes are ass. Shut up.
They're really bad. Cornflakes, waffle crisp, like we've already discussed. I didn't realize they'd come back. And golden grams from Robert over there.
Golden grams are okay. So as somebody who's not a sugar cereal eater, for Robert, golden grams makes sense because golden grams is as close to a non-sugary sugar cereal as you can get because of that hint of honey flavor and that hint of cinnamon flavor with the golden grams.
I found them about a year ago. Again, I had been eating the same ones over and over for the last so many years, and I found this one, and it has kind of been a staple in the house again. And so, listen, this was, and you're at 1,000% right, Eric. This was the sugar version of the cereal that we ate it in my house growing up.
Yeah, no, this makes perfect sense that you would go with golden grams. Basically, golden grams are your Cinnamon Toast Crunch in this particular edition.
Not to mention, did anybody pay attention to the lesson from earlier? Cornflakes are ass on purpose, by design.
And it gets you out of the bracket. It's how it works. All right, here's your final totals. Congratulations to Harry. Didn't quite get as many in the semifinals and lost the vote as far as the champion goes, but crushed it with his predictions. Good ones with Wheaties and Cocoa Pebbles. Harry, you are our first ever Bad Brackets champion.
And not only am I the first ever Bad Brackets champion, that's after getting screwed by a rigged wheel.
It just worked in your favor. They took the other ones out, and then you ran with it. There you go. Get back to that. I want to thank Robert, Eric, and Harry for joining me for the first ever episode. Thank all of you that hung out for this hour or so long thing. Maybe try to tweak it down a little bit. We're working on things here. We're working on things. Let us know in the comments down below different ideas you have for brackets or ideas you want to see as far as points. Maybe there's different special points you want to go on. Eric's yelling at Randy meter would get out of control, I think, but that could be an option. Harry, you got one?
Well, I was just going to say my favorite words when it comes to something like this. We'll fix it in post.
Absolutely. And that's why we're recording this well in advance, because with the pilot episode, I knew things were going to go wrong. And behind the scenes, they definitely did. But we had a lot of fun. I appreciate all 3 of you. This was always a blast. Next week, it's going to be a fun one. It's Eric that will not be on the show. Robert and Harry both return with Haley Moses, who will be with us, and we will be discussing
Rigged.
the greatest. No, you have no idea how much we disagree on a lot of things, but we are going to. Why did it do both? Hold on. Go away. There we go. There we go. We're going to be discussing the greatest Disney animated movies of all time, excluding Pixar movies. Why? Because Pixar will have their own bracket because they have enough movies by now. It's going to get really interesting and a lot of fun. And if you think these three yell at me, just wait till the girlfriend gets on here. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. But that is next week's episode. Again, thank you so much for hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe. Do all the other YouTube-y things that you would like to do. But in honor of Razor Ramon, as I like to do in the other shows, good brackets don't last forever, but bad brackets do.